The US military just scrapped a revolutionary SpaceX project that could have transformed global logistics forever. Why? Because of birds. Yes, you heard that right. 1 million seabirds just grounded what might be the most game-changing military technology since the invention of the airplane. Let me paint you a picture of what we're losing here. Imagine you're a soldier trapped in a combat zone, running low on ammunition and medical supplies. Right now, your best hope is a cargo plane that might reach you in 12 to 24 hours, if weather permits, if there's a nearby airfield, and if enemy forces don't shoot it down. But SpaceX and the Air Force were about to change all that with something straight out of science fiction. The Rocket Cargo Vanguard program would have delivered 100 tons of supplies. That's an entire C-17's worth of cargo anywhere on Earth in just 90 minutes. Not hours, not days, 90 minutes. From launch to landing, faster than most Hollywood movies. Think about what this means. Natural disaster strikes Japan. Emergency supplies drop from space before traditional relief efforts even mobilize. Special forces pinned down in hostile territory. Ammunition and reinforcements arrive before the enemy can exploit their vulnerability. Critical medical supplies needed in Antarctica? No problem. They're 90 minutes away. The Air Force has been pouring serious money into this. We're talking $102 million to SpaceX just to develop the technology. They designated it as one of their top priority Vanguard programs because they understand that in modern warfare, logistics isn't just important, it's everything. History shows us that wars are won and lost on supply lines. The side that can move resources faster usually wins. Military logistics costs are astronomical. A single day of operations in remote areas can cost millions just in transportation. The Rocket Cargo program would have slashed delivery times from weeks to hours, potentially saving billions while giving American forces an unsurmountable advantage. No other military on Earth has anything close to this capability. So where were they planning to test this revolutionary system? Johnston Atoll, a remote speck in the Pacific Ocean, 800 miles from Hawaii. On paper, it seemed perfect. Already under Air Force control, completely isolated, with existing infrastructure from decades of military use. What could go wrong? Well, apparently, birds. Lots and lots of birds. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand protecting endangered species is important, but we're talking about one of the most transformational military technologies ever conceived being canceled because of nesting seabirds. Johnston Atoll hosts about 1 million birds throughout the year, including red-tailed tropic birds, frigate birds, and various species of boobies and terns. Here's what gets me, though. This island isn't some pristine natural paradise that's never been touched. The military used it for nuclear testing in the 1960s. They stored chemical weapons there, including Agent Orange. The place was an environmental disaster zone for decades. Yes, they cleaned it up, spent millions doing it, but now suddenly it's too precious for rocket testing? The Air Force only wanted to build 2 landing pads and conduct 10 landings over 4 years. 10 over 4 years. That's less than 3 landings per year. Meanwhile, these same birds deal with massive storms, predators, and natural disruptions all the time. But somehow 3 rocket landings a year would be catastrophic? The opposition came fast and fierce. Conservation groups gathered nearly 4,000 signatures on a petition. Biologists claimed the birds would be vaporized, which sounds dramatic, but ignores the fact that SpaceX has successfully landed rockets hundreds of times without vaporizing everything in sight. Yes, it's loud. Yes, there's some disruption. But complete annihilation? Come on. This also isn't SpaceX's first run-in with wildlife issues. Last year in Texas, a Starship launch damaged some plover nests. Elon Musk joked about skipping omelets for a week as compensation. Maybe not the most sensitive response, but it shows how these conflicts between progress and conservation keep happening. What frustrates me most is the lack of compromise here. Couldn't they have scheduled launches outside nesting season? Built the pads on a less sensitive part of the island? Used noise barriers or other mitigation measures? Instead, the response was just cancel the whole thing. The real tragedy is what we're giving up.
This technology would revolutionize not just military logistics, but potentially commercial shipping too. Imagine urgent medical supplies reaching disaster zones in 90 minutes. Imagine the lives that could be saved. But no, we can't disturb the birds. Look, I get it. These seabirds have few places left to nest. The ocean is vast, but suitable nesting islands are rare. Many species are already under pressure from climate change, overfishing, and habitat loss. We should protect them where we can. But at some point, we need to have an honest conversation about priorities. Is maintaining this specific island as a bird sanctuary worth sacrificing a technology that could save thousands of human lives? Could we not find a middle ground where both the birds and human progress can coexist? The Air Force says they're looking for alternative sites, but here's the problem. Any remote island suitable for rocket testing probably has some kind of wildlife. It's the very remoteness that makes these places valuable for both rocket testing and wildlife. So are we just never going to test revolutionary technologies because animals exist? Other countries aren't going to stop their military development because of environmental concerns. While we're protecting birds, China and Russia are advancing their own hypersonic delivery systems. At what point does environmental protection become a national security liability? The solution isn't to ignore conservation. It's to find smarter ways to balance human needs with environmental protection. Maybe that means creating new habitats elsewhere to offset any disruption. Maybe it means investing more in soundproofing and safety measures. Maybe it means accepting that some level of disturbance is acceptable for truly game-changing technologies. But simply canceling projects like this sends a terrible message. It says that no amount of human benefit can outweigh any environmental concern, no matter how manageable. It says that progress must stop wherever nature exists. That's not sustainable in a world where human and natural systems increasingly overlap. The rocket cargo program will probably find another home eventually. SpaceX will keep developing Starship. The military will keep pursuing rapid global delivery. But we've lost time, money, and momentum because we couldn't find a way to share one small island with some birds. What do you think? Have we gone too far in prioritizing wildlife over revolutionary technology? Or is protecting these last refuges worth any cost? Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.